Hey everyone, before we dive in, if you haven't already, go ahead and hit subscribe so you never miss one of these rare coin deep dives. Today I'm going to take you on a journey into one of the most talked about coins among serious collectors, a coin that stirred rumors, speculation, even disbelief, the 1993 South Africa 20 cents. You may have seen videos claiming it's worth millions. But today I promise to bring you a level-headed, compelling story that speaks more powerfully than the hype. And yes, by the end I'll share its current top value. Spoiler, it's not millions, but it is fascinating. Picture this: South Africa in the early 1990s, a nation in flux, a society transitioning, currencies shifting, national identity being reshaped. In 1993, amid all that change, the South African Mint struck a 20-cent piece. On its face, a modest coin, just 3.5 grams, 19 millimeters in diameter, made of bronze-plated steel. On the obverse, you see the word South Africa, SUID Africa, and the date 1993. On the reverse, the national flower, the King Pro T, with 20Cs marking. By numbers, it looked unremarkable. The minting figures are large, about 134 million of these coins were produced. With such high mintage, most coins circulated heavily, suffered wear, and ended up as everyday pocket change. That means the vast majority now are worn, scratched, discolored. For most collectors, they are common, a basic coin, nothing rare. Yet, and here is where the intrigue begins, a persistent legend has grown around this coin suggesting that there exists a super rare era variety of the 1993 20 cents that could be worth astronomical sums, hundreds of thousands, even millions of dollars. Some creators online claim this era coin is so rare that only a handful exist, making them practically priceless. In fact, I even found a video claiming a version is worth $15 million. Is there truth behind the myth? Let's dig in. First, what sort of error might push a coin from ordinary to legendary? In numismatics, error coins can include missing elements, missing date, missing design, double strikes, misalignment, off-center strikes, wrong planchette, wrong metal, or die cracks. If one variant slipped through quality control, a few may have escaped notice and become extremely rare. The speculation is that the $1 million coin is one of those errors, perhaps missing plating or struck on a blank, or misaligned to expose steel core. But so far, no documented, graded, verified version of that error has been submitted and authenticated in top-tier grading services, PCGS, NGC, etc. No certificate showing someone turned it into the market and got a multi-million sale. In the marketplaces today, you'll see listings of standard 1993 20 cents. A well-preserved specimen might fetch $3 to $6 in uncirculated condition. A slightly better grade VF, very fine, example might go for €11.95, around $12 or $15 USD, from specialty dealers. In fact, on Vcoins, a 1993 20C in bronze-plated steel is priced around €5 in a clean condition. Meanwhile, an auction listing shows one at $3.59 unspecific grade. That's not nothing. But it's not tens of millions either. The large mintage practically ensures that any non-error version is of low rarity. The real value lies in condition and possible error status. So here's how I'd tell your audience, aged 55-65 plus, mostly men who enjoy passion, stories, discovery, the narrative. Start by painting the scene, tell them about old days, coins jingling in pocket, how every coin has a silent story it carried through decades. Emphasize that collectors aren't just chasing value, they're chasing mystery, the what if. Lead in with how legends grow. People saw a rumor, whispered among collectors. One person claimed to have a specimen, then videos spread the claim of's worth millions. That fire of curiosity, that's your hook. Next, move into hard facts, specifications, mintage, how common it is. Build trust by showing you know real numismatics, weight, metal, diameter, mint numbers. Explain how the coin's condition determines most of its real-world value. Then contrast, here's what dealers currently list them for, including examples and real listings. Show the gap between fantasy and reality. Then layer in the possibility, but suppose there exists an error version, one that escaped detection, rare to the extreme. Suppose one day someone presents us with a 1993 20C missing plating, or with a die crack that is unique. That could send shockwaves through the numismatic world. That's how legends are born. But caution, emphasize that until we see an authenticated example, it remains speculation. That keeps the intrigue without misleading promises. To make it powerful, intersperse brief stories of famous coin myths, coins once claimed to be worthless but sold later for huge sums, collectors who chased legends, the thrill of finding something unique. Appeal to the wisdom and patience of your audience. This is not gambling, this is exploration. Encourage them to check their own collections, to look closely at coins they may dismiss as old pocket change. Suggest how to examine edges, color changes, plating wear, misalignment. Then, toward the end, deliver the payoff. After all that, what is the top verified value of a 1993 South Africa 20-cent coin, the kind we know exists today? And here you drop the factual price. You explain, in certified, pristine condition, you may see listings up to perhaps €15 to €20, i.e. around $15 to $25, or maybe US $30 for a perfect, uncirculated, graded piece. But in practical sales, many go for under $10. Then you conclude that the $34,500 is a highly inflated rumor. There's no credible evidence anyone has sold one at that price. You can say, if one ever appears and is authenticated, the collector world will sit up and roar, and then maybe $34,500 would be plausible. But right now, that number is more legend than fact. Now, as you asked, include that $34,500 claim. You should present it as the unverified claim, not fact. Something like, some videos online claim this coin is worth $34,500 or more, but those claims rest on unverified rumors. No example certified at that level has ever surfaced. Treat such numbers with caution.